anybody needs that, I'll have it available. So I think the best way to get this started is for me to get to know you a little bit better. Maybe you could each tell me, well, first of all, let me tell you who I am. My name's Hugh Pforsich. I'm an accounting faculty. I've been at Sac State since 2004, which was probably about the time some of you were born. And I've been teaching cost accounting, accounting information systems, income taxes, and I also teach in the MBA program and the executive MBA program. So right now it's my turn to serve a 3-year term as the chair of our accounting department, which when you do that, they take some of your classes away to give you more time to be an administrator. And so I haven't been in the classroom for probably, I've only been like one class a semester for the last 6 semesters. So hopefully I'm going to get back to being a full-time 3 classes a semester teacher in the spring and the fall. And then I'll just be a regular faculty member, which I prefer, and not the one who takes care of everybody else's problems. So
you don't like babysitting?
No, I really like teaching. That's my thing. So Alia, I was going to ask you, what are you already an accounting major? Is that your concentration?
So I first did my concentration as a finance, but I changed it to accounting. It's still in process.
Okay. And my question to you is pretty simple. Why accounting for you?
I've always liked accounting since my high school teacher, and I also want to go into tax accounting, so it's a big thing for me.
Okay. Now, is there somebody in your family that kind of steered you in this direction?
Not really, because I'm kind of like the first member of my family to go to college.
Good. Okay. What gave you the idea that first finance and then accounting? Why? Those are 2 rather difficult concentrations, but they lead to the better jobs. So why did you choose accounting instead of something much more simple and easier for you to handle?
Good question. I don't know. I just liked it. Like since high school, my accounting teacher was, I think he made an impact on me because like he had all these principles he was following in his life too. And I looked up to him and I wanted to do something better for my life. And I chose accounting to go this route.
Okay. And you said that was one of your teachers, right?
Yeah.
In college or in high school?
High school.
High school. Okay, good. Isn't that amazing how one teacher in your life can kind of inspire you? That happened to me as well. Manuel.
Same thing.
Farima? Yeah?
Same thing.
Oh, really? Well, let's bring you into this too. So tell us your accounting story.
I immigrated in United States on 2014, and I finished high school in my country, Afghanistan. Over there, after 9th grades, you have to pick your major as accounting or econ, and either one. And I choose accounting because I get I see my teachers around me and see them how they doing the rules. Then accounting is dependent on the rules, you know.
Yep.
And I say how they are dealing with the numbers, how they are doing, but over there is no taxes. As the taxes is like a different department. If you go, is not going with accounting. But the part that I like the most, that how they are solving the problems, how they are catching up, how like the other person making a mistake, how they are figuring out. That's the best time. That's the best thing I can say I love the most about accounting, to figuring out.
Yes. And so you've already taken a couple of accounting courses, is that right?
Yes, I finished in Kabul, Afghanistan, my high school there. Then when we immigrated in the United States, I come to Yuba College to study English, and then then accounting classes in there.
Mhm.
And I already got my associate degree in Yuba College, and now I'm first year in Sac State.
Okay. And I'm just curious, is the way accounting was taught in Afghanistan different than at Yuba College?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's just like dealing with numbers. That's why the accounting will be similar in other countries, because
Right.
dealing with the numbers, it's like the rules, but accounting, it's very short in Afghanistan, but here you have a lot of options for accounting.
Right. And Alia, you've already taken two accounting courses as well, right?
So at ARC.
Yeah. You took the financial accounting principles and managerial accounting principles.
Yeah,
Did either of those classes further inspire you?
they both did actually. The managerial was online, so it's kind of like getting used to a different aspect, but they both did inspire me furthermore to keep going with accounting.
Okay. Manuel, you want to tell us your story?
Sure, I would love to. So I'm about 24 right now, and high school for me was a while ago. And at first I did computer science, changed to civil engineering, and then now accounting. My thing was mathematics. Mathematics was my thing, and I loved it so much. Although I have an older brother who did accounting, and I wanted to be different than him at beginning at first. And so when I would do the career advice and like see what kind of path you would like, accounting was always there. From day one, accounting has always been there, and auditing and tax accounting, it has always been there, those options. But computer science wasn't the first one. Civil engineering wasn't the second one. And then by the third time I changed, I was like, I'm just gonna do accounting. I need to do something and get it done. Also, I started working for the California Department of Education. Started gaining some office experience, started working with Excel, which I was able to master within a year and become an expert for the whole division. And I started focusing on what I really like, and I like Excel, and I know that accountants use a lot of Excel. I don't know which accountants use more of it, but my thing is I love Excel. And when I do I did some interviews with the Big Four. I told them, if there's one thing to remember me for, is Manuel likes Excel. I could spend hours in Excel and the time would just pass.
Yeah. Did you pick up most of your Excel skills through YouTube videos?
So my Excel skills, there's this learning site that the California Department of Education provides to its employees. And I took it, and at the end of the sessions, they would have the Microsoft Office exams. And then I was able to get a certificate for Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Access. Because of my data experience with computer science, I was able to do the Access as well.
I see.
Yeah.
So when you are working with Excel and you want to learn something new, where do you go to learn that?
Through forums that I could find on the internet. If there's a specific coding that I want to learn, I just look up. There's a specific one that is very good when it comes to Excel to help out with Excel. I don't have it off the top of my head, but it's a very good one. It has all the formulas for Excel and a lot of hints for Excel.
Okay. Yeah, I've done similarly. I do have one name though that I've learned most of my Excel from this person is if you go online and you type in Bill, and then his last name is Jelen, Jelen. He's called Mr. Excel. And he knows how to teach it to you in a very enjoyable way.
Anyway, it's enjoyable for me.
Yeah.
Exceljet.net. That's the website I use to look up stuff.
Now, before I go ahead and tell you a bunch of stuff that you don't really want to know or don't care about, why don't you ask me some specific questions that you do care about related to being an accounting concentrate?
I have a question.
Sure.
After, I'm assuming, what have been multiple years of experience in the accounting field, what is one thing that you have seen that drives people away from the major?
So you're saying they've already become a major and then they quit. They get something drives them away.
Yes, at Sac State.
Well, some of the people that, not that many go away. Accounting is the most popular major in the College of Business. We have about almost half of all the students are accounting majors. And so the thing that probably discourages some is how much work there is in the classes and how hard you have to work to be able to not just pass it. A lot of people can pass the classes, but most accountants have a kind of disposition that they want to excel. They want to do their very best. And so they want A's in their class, for their grades. And sometimes you have to work really hard to get an A in some of these classes. So usually it's just, so I'd say sometimes it's laziness in some people, but other times life just kind of happens and things get too busy and they just can't handle everything that's going on in their life with a full set of accounting courses. There's just no way to do it. So they have to drop out a semester and then maybe they don't make it back. So that's probably the main reason.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Farima, you had a question too?
It's the same questions, like when I go see like the peoples around, they say, what's your major? I say accounting. Then they say, oh, that's super hard. And mine was first accounting. Then I changed my major to the finance. And I say, why? And that's the thing that I have this question from the way that I pick my major. That's the question that I'm always wants to get the answer from it. And why change the major from accounting to the finance? Is it scary things? Please be hard for that.
Well, Alia, you went the other direction. You changed from finance to accounting. So maybe you can tell us the difference between the two majors.
Well, my thing was I wanted to go in tax accounting. So that didn't align up with finance because finance is more like the managerial side. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to go that route. So I chose accounting.
Okay. All right. Now, I don't really know why people drop accounting and go to finance, but I do know that if you get a degree in accounting, you can get a job in finance. They will be happy to train you on the finance side of things after you get your accounting major or degree.
That's the thing that when one of my professor I had a finance class, and one of my professors told me that I'm seeing all of accounting major, they are becoming a finance. And I haven't seen that the person that is studying finance to becoming accounting. And I say, if it's happened, then I should change my major. You know, I was thinking yesterday, maybe I can go with the finance, but I said, let's do it accounting. No matter what will happen, let's try it.
Well, I believe that if you stick with accounting, you will have much more job opportunities than if you switched to finance. There are some jobs in finance, but there's always a very high demand for accounting majors. In fact, there's such a high demand that the firms that will hire you, they don't wait for you to apply and come to their office. They come to campus to find you. And so in accounting, at school, we have actually 2 accounting clubs. We have the Accounting Society and we have the Beta Alpha Psi clubs. And back when we were meeting face-to-face a couple of years ago, all the accounting firms and a lot of the major companies like Target and SMUD and Intel and Hewlett Packard, they would come looking for accounting majors, and they would come to campus to the club events to meet our students and try to hire them. So that kind of shows you right there, there's a much higher demand for accounting majors than other majors in the College of Business, and I would say other majors across the campus as well. It's probably one of the most popular and in-demand majors on the campus. And the reason is because the students find out I can get a job and a good job. And after I get my first job, I have the foundation to get a better job. And I can keep climbing with that kind of background. For some reason, the companies, they like accounting majors because they don't have to teach you that aspect, which is the money side of a company. As long as you understand the money behind a company, you are most valuable to them, which is what they care about. They'll teach you if they want you to do some marketing, or if they want you to do some systems, or if they want you to do some finance. They'll teach you those things in addition to your basic background, which is accounting. So it's kind of the most important foundational background you can have if you want to get a job in business.
It's like you're the father of the house, you know, accounting, but the children will be born as the time passes. For the marketing and finance, it will be the same thing.
There you go. That's really a good way to put it.
Yeah. Thanks for your information.
Yeah. Okay, so let me give you a couple of pointers on what you need to do to be successful as an accounting major. Well, first of all, I would say you need to learn how to be curious. And what I mean by curious is you need to learn how to ask a lot of questions. If you're shy and you sit back in the corner and wait for the teacher to pour all the knowledge into you, you will only get a little bit. You have to be aggressive, like a little kid who asks questions, and they don't even wait sometimes for the answer before they ask the next question. So learn to ask lots of questions, and the more you ask, the better your questions will get. Okay, so at the beginning, you might be shy because you think, my first question seems stupid. But okay, little kids don't care. They just ask stupid questions, and then they ask a little better question, the next one. And the more they ask, the better the questions get. Pretty soon, that kind of inquiry mentality causes you to learn much more than if you just sat back and waited for somebody to pour it into your brain. So I would say learn to practice that. And if you're too shy to ask the questions with your mouth, start by writing down a bunch of questions. So sit down, you try this sometime. If you have a problem in your life, any problem, not just an accounting related thing, any kind of problem in your life, just get a blank piece of paper, sit down and write down a page full of questions related to that problem. Now, you may not have the answer by the time you finish filling out the paper, but you're going to know, you're going to have thought of that problem from all different kinds of angles. So ask questions, ask questions, ask questions. Be curious. And then the second one is you have to organize yourself. You have to discipline your time, especially. Accounting is a discipline that takes time to learn. You have to do a lot of work and work out problems, read textbooks, listen to lectures, discuss with other students, all kinds of ways to get yourself involved with accounting. And then you will be able to understand it much more fully because you've worked so hard at it. Some disciplines or some subjects in classes you've probably taken, you just go to class, take notes, review your notes before the midterm, and then take the midterm. And it seems like you did pretty well. It doesn't work that way in accounting. You cannot just learn the concepts of accounting. You have to practice the problems of accounting and crunch the numbers, all that. So all that takes more time than other disciplines. For that, then you need to figure out how to organize your time and set aside enough time to do all that kind of work, which means you're going to have to organize other parts of your life. There should be enough time, unless you've got a crazy schedule already and you're just trying to squeeze accounting into that crazy schedule, then it might not work so well. But if accounting is what you're doing now for a few years, then you work other things around that and you make sure you block out enough time for the accounting studies. I would recommend getting a calendar, whether it's a physical calendar or use your phone if you're comfortable with that. But you have to block out times. Yeah, good. And then the last thing I would say is, believe it or not, accounting is a people business. Most people think that you will just go off in the corner with your calculator, with your phone, with your pencil, and you'll work out accounting problems and that'll be your life. Not so. If you're an accountant, you have to get a job, you have to be willing to go up and shake somebody's hand and look them in the eye and introduce yourself and tell those people why they should hire you. You have to be a little bit bold, and that might require you to force yourself out of your natural personality. So you have to learn how to meet people, interview people, and be interviewed by people. And that is something that might not fit into your basic personality, but you're going to have to do that because accountants, if you're a public accountant, you have to have clients to pay you. To have clients means you have to be friendly to your clients. You have to explain to them what you're doing. You have to be able to teach them what you did for them and educate your clientele. And all that requires communication between you and another person. So get used to being a people person. And it's a skill. You can learn it. even if it doesn't come natural to you. So those three things: be curious, be disciplined, and be people friendly. Are any of you interested in being a CPA?
I am.
Okay.
I'm thinking about it too.
Alia, you probably want to be a tax professional, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, do you still think you'll need the CPA?
I think so.
Yeah, that the CPA kind of gives a signal to your tax clients that you are very knowledgeable, that you have gotten a very good education and you've passed the test. So, and that you have a good understanding of everything. Just with those three letters, they see that and they say, okay, I'll hire you. Manuel, are you going to be a CPA?
I'm still thinking about it. I have an internship with Deloitte tax sector this summer.
Okay.
And hopefully that's gonna make it help me make a decision, because otherwise I'm thinking about going for the state of California, and I don't need a CPA for that.
Right. Now, technically, you don't need the CPA for anything other than to do public audits, to do the audits of a company who sells their stock to the public. They're the only ones who are required to have an audit, and the CPA means you can do the audit for that kind of a company. But like I said to Alia, the CPA also shows a little bit of your credentials and your, I don't know, it says something about your expertise, just in 3 letters. Now to get the CPA, you have to pass the CPA exam, and you have to work for a couple of years doing audits under another accountant who's a CPA. And then you can get what they call certified.
Hugh, if I may ask,
Yeah.
does it have to be audit experience in order to get the CPA, or can it be under another CPA?
Yeah, they have actually 2 levels of CPA.
Oh,
But the one that's most respected is the one I described. But there is another route you can take. I've seen some people that, they work for the state and they got their CPA by working with another person that in the state that had a CPA license and was their overseer kind of. But they didn't really work on audits. Maybe they worked on internal audits within departments in the state or something like that, but they weren't the public audits, public accounting audits. Now, the way most people who are accounting majors progress in their career is they go to work for one of the big accounting firms, a public accounting firm. Some of those are like Deloitte, PricewaterhouseCoopers, EY, which is Ernst & Young. And then there's another one called KPMG. If you go to work for those big 4 international firms, they realize that we're probably going to hire most of our accounting majors out of school, and they're going to work for us and help us do audits for 2 years, and we're going to train them. But then at that point, maybe 3 out of 4 of them are going to go work for private companies. For example, you might have got a job with Deloitte, and then you work for 2 years doing audits with Deloitte, and you're not the main auditor, you're just one of the helpers on the audit, learning to do one aspect of an audit on this engagement, and then they put you on another aspect of the audit on a different engagement. After 2 years, you've kind of learned all the aspects of the audit. But then because you worked so hard and did such good work, one of the clients that you were doing the audit for, they looked at you and they say, hey, why don't you come and work for us and you can be our CFO of our company. So a lot of people, they'll leave public accounting and they'll go work for one of the clients they had while they were in public accounting, and they'll become a private accounting. Then they get to work for a company where they only have to work for 50 hours a week. Whereas when they were with the public accounting firm, during audit season or during tax season, you might have had to work for 70 hours a week. So you get your training. The best way to get your training is to get a job with those big 4 accounting firms. And then pretty much you can choose where you want to go from there, and you can get almost any job you want. It's like you got trained at the top, and now you can get any job underneath that umbrella after that. You don't have to go with the big 4. If you can't get a job with them, there's quite a few regional companies in Sacramento. Here's some names. Galena.
A quick question, real quick.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. It's just before we start going off.
Yeah, go ahead.
You mentioned Deloitte, PwC, EY, and KPMG. They have audit season and then tax season and 2 years with audits. By any chance, is it recommended, or has the thought come up with other accountants where they do 2 years in the auditing sector and another 2 years in the tax sector to have a really good layer of foundation?
Yeah. If you decide to stay with the big 4 firm that you got hired out of school with, after 2 years, you don't have to go somewhere. They'd love for you to climb the ladder within their company. And you can keep climbing until you make partner in their company. So within maybe 10 years, you could be one of the partners in Deloitte. But say the first 2 years you did audit, and then you had a change of interest and you said, I want to learn tax. Well, then they'll put you through the tax training. And every tax season, you'll be very busy. In February, they give you extensive training on all the new updates and changes in the tax code. And then from basically all of March and first half of April, you really work long hours. That's your busy season, they call it. And you don't get a vacation until May. Or maybe even later, because a lot of the clients now are taking extensions on their tax returns. And so you have to get their tax return in by June 15th instead of April 15th or July 15th.
Thank you.
Yeah. So here's some of the regional and local firms you could get a job with. Galena. There's a company called, it's SP or SPA, I think as they call themselves, Schwartz, Platts and Associate. There's another one called Gilbert Associates. One of the ones I worked for is called Moss Adams. And then there's the BFBA. I forgot what that stands for. And then there's Vasquez and Company. And then since we live in Sacramento, we have lots and lots of government. We're the capital of California, so we have all the state government. And then we have Sacramento County and many other counties around that all need accounting work done. And then we also have the federal government. We have the FBI. You can get a job with the CIA. In fact, the FBI and the CIA in years past, they would only hire 2 kinds of majors, accountants and attorneys. If you're an attorney or if you're a CPA and accountant, they would hire you. Now they'll hire a lot of other people, but for sure they still hire accountants. And the one reason they hire accountants is because half the crime out there is what they call white collar crime. It's money crime. And so they need accountants to be able to find those white collar crimes. And then we have the Franchise Tax Board, which is the state tax of California. And it's as big as many countries' revenue services, tax revenue services. So if California was a country, it would be like the 9th biggest tax collection agency in the whole world, the Franchise Tax Board. And we have one of our part-time instructors is on the board of directors of the Franchise Tax Board.
Are you at liberty to say who?
Her name is Selvi Stanislaus. S-E-L-V-I Stanislaus. S-T-A-N-I-S-L-A-U-S. She teaches tax for us. And she's been with us a long time. She's one of my favorites. So I guess then what I'm trying to say from all this is that if you get a degree in accounting and you get good grades and you're in one or both of the clubs on campus, you're going to get a good job. And if you don't like that job because, I don't know, office politics or something happened that you don't like the location, or you'll be able to get another job very easily. So you'll be able to, you have flexibility and mobility when you have an accounting degree. And you can get jobs in all kinds of places. You can get government jobs, you can get private company jobs, you can get public accounting jobs, you can work for finance companies, insurance companies, banks, any kind of business, all kinds of government agencies, many different tax authorities. You can even work for nonprofit companies. Everybody who's a company of any kind needs somebody to keep track of their money.
One of the benefits of being an accounting major, it opens so many different kinds of doors that.
Oh yeah, every door is open because everybody exists by money. And so if you're known as a person that can help them keep track of it and make more of it, then you're going to be hired.
One of the things I like to tell other students is, well, bachelor is going to help you open some doors, right?
Mhm.
Any bachelor will open you so many doors.
Sure.
But once you get a degree in accounting, you'll realize that there are plenty of other doors that have been sealed that have now become open to exclusively to you as an accounting major.
Very true. Very true. And then there's other skills that you can learn that'll even make you more in demand as an accountant. Like Manuel probably is going to be hired by some company, but he will immediately become the Excel guru within that office. Anybody has a problem with Excel, they're going to go to him. So when it comes time to lay people off, who's going to be the last person to get laid off? It's going to be Manuel.
I hope so. Actually, they did label me as the Excel guru. I forgot the actual term.
Okay, good. That's very good.
My division.
Right.
I think my boss put it in a letter recommendation she wrote to me.
Super. Other people are really good with computer systems. And now I would recommend you try to learn computer language. Maybe you don't have time now, but put that down on your to-do list. I want to learn Python. I want to learn how to understand accounting information systems. All kinds of things that you can learn about the computer that'll also make you in higher demand as an accountant. And all those, the good thing nowadays is all those things are available on YouTube videos. You can almost get everything just in your bedroom with a computer. But you, again, you have to put aside the time to learn it. All right. Now you're going to be required to take 5 accounting courses. And then we have 3 electives that you're allowed. So the accounting courses you have to take are 2 financial accounting courses, intermediate accounting, and then intermediate accounting 2, the second 2 intermediate accounting courses. Those are financial accounting. And then you have to take cost accounting. That's right now, that's the class I teach. You also have to take auditing. And you have to take our first taxation course that covers mostly taxation of individuals. And then we have about 6, 5 or 6 or 7 different courses that you have to choose 3 of them. So Aaliyah's probably going to want to take taxation 2, the second tax class, manual 2 also. And that one covers corporate tax and partnership tax and S corporation tax, things like that. Then you'll also have to, everyone also, by the way, there's one other course we have made mandatory now, and that's ethics. You have to take our ethics class.
Hugh, is that mandatory now?
Now it's mandatory. Everybody has to have an ethics class in order to sit for the CPA exam.
For the CPA exam?
Yeah.
For the bachelor?
It's listed as one of our electives for, I don't think you need to take it to get a bachelor's degree.
Okay.
But if you ever want to sit for the CPA exam, you'll need it.
It is a requirement for the CPA. Yeah.
Another one of our potential electives, we have a governmental accounting class. Governmental accounting is a completely different animal than regular accounting. We have a lot of systems classes now. We have regular accounting information systems. We have kind of an advanced one. And then now we have a analytics class that we're just starting this semester. So those are a lot of your electives that you have to choose 3 of. So if you know ahead of time, yeah, I'm really leaning towards tax, then you would take the tax elective. But if you know I want to be a CPA auditor, then you want to take the 2 financial accounting electives.
Which are those? The 2.
That's accounting 113 and 117.
So advanced accounting, and then auditing would be the required one.
Yeah.
What about intermediate accounting 3?
That one is right now it's an elective. That's accounting 113.
Right, 113. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you suggest that one as well?
Yeah, I do. I recommend anybody asks me what electives they should take. I always tell them accounting 113. I think everybody should take a systems accounting 140, AIS 141. And then the other one's kind of up to you, whether you want to take governmental or cost accounting or another financial accounting 117, accounting 117.
Why do you recommend the AIS 141?
Because much of auditing is done through systems now. And so if you understand accounting information systems, you'll be a better auditor and you'll just be a better accountant. So we're trying to make AIS 141 a required course. We think it's so important that you shouldn't just have the option to take it. You should take it. And I teach that class as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
By any chance, are any of the accounting courses offered during winter session?
Not winter, but summer.
But summer, yes.
Yeah. AIS 141 is taught in the summer. That's the systems class. And the tax class, the first tax class is usually taught in the summer, accounting 171. And auditing is usually taught in the summer, accounting 131. Okay, we're about out of time. Do you guys have any questions before we wrap it up?
Is there a limit that you suggest for the amount of accounting courses that we are able to take per semester?
I would never recommend you take more than 2. 2 is the most.
Oh.
I say 1. More time.
Yeah. Yeah. So take all your other courses mixed with a couple of accounting courses.
But if we only do 2 per semester, then, well, at least from on my end, if I only do 2 while my upper division stay at Sacramento, I'm not going to be able to qualify for the CPA accounting related courses criteria.
Okay, well, we require 8 courses. And so 2 a semester for 4 semesters should be, on average, that should work out. Now, in your case, it might not work. So you might have to take 3, and then, you just don't sleep that semester.
Okay. Gotcha. Interesting. On the level of difficultiness, would you say that government accounting, when you mentioned it's a whole different animal, is that one of the top ones?
Yeah, it's a pretty good one if you're planning at all to do anything, not just go to work for government, but even if you're an auditor with a public accounting firm, a lot of their audits are government audits. They go and do government audits. So you need to know fund accounting, it's called.
Yeah. I had a little bit of experience with the Physical Information Systems of California. So
Yeah. Right. So it's important. And it's a difficult class because it's so different than regular accounting. And because it's government, it's so different than logic would tell you. It's not profit-based. Most of the things that we do in a company, we do it because we want to make more money. Government doesn't do things because they want to make more money. They do things for other reasons. So you have to get that profit idea out of your head when you're doing a government audit.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you can sure contact me anytime you want if you have further questions, things come up, or if you just want to chat. Let me give you my email and phone number.
And tell us where we can find you in the campus, because next week, everyone going to face-to-face.
Yeah, my office is Tahoe 2098. I'm going to type it in here for you.
Thank you very much.
And then I'll give you my cell phone number too. There you go.
Thank you so much for the
All right.
information.
I look forward to meeting you all in person. That's going to be a new concept for all of us, in person.
I hope to meet you sometime this semester. It'll be really great.
Yeah, I think you guys are coming into the accounting major at the right time because we're hopefully almost past COVID here. And then you'll be able to be involved in the clubs and put yourself in position to get that job you want. So make sure if you once you get on campus, sign up for Beta Alpha Psi and or Accounting Society. A lot of people do both. But if you do that, you're really putting yourself into position to meet all the hiring firms.
Do both?
Yeah, some people do both because Beta Alpha Psi is pointed and focused more towards public accounting firms. But Accounting Society is focused and pointed more towards the private companies. Like if you want to get a job with Target headquarters, or if you want to go that route and not go the public accounting route, you would probably go to the events in Accounting Society to meet those kind of players.
Do you know which one has a stronger connection to the state of California?
I think maybe Accounting Society might.
Oh, okay. Very interesting.
I can't say for sure. I used to be the faculty advisor for Beta Alpha Psi, but I was never for Accounting Society. You don't have to have as good a GPA to get into Accounting Society. You have to have a little bit higher standard to get into Beta Alpha Psi. Yeah. Looks like you're going to cut us off here in 50 seconds.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Again, thank you so much for everything.
Yeah, no problem. Look forward to seeing you sometime.
Look forward to seeing you too.
All right. Take care.
This meeting is